Debra is a lot like a lot of Ottumwa residents. She works hard, takes care of her family, and tries her best to pay her bills on time. Even though Debra isn't actually Debra's name, she requested an anonymous interview for this. The changes she saw in her monthly electric bill from Alliant were all too real, and it's a pattern a lot of residents say they've experienced. Debra has lived in the same house for years on the property she inherited from her father. And all that time, her electric bill generally stayed around $300 to $400 each month. But that changed in January 2025. She says in December 2024, her electricity was just under $350. Just a month later, though, she was sent a bill for $913. Money had already been tight. She'd been taking care of her sick father before his death, and she's still taking care of her husband with health issues, who's a veteran. His Social Security check is their sole source of income. She called Alliant to try and get answers.
It was just one thing after another, and you're using this much is using this. No. Then I went around the house and checked all my TV sets, and I'm like, okay, now the refrigerator. Now the dishwasher. I don't even use the dishwasher.
She had both an electrician and an Alliant representative come out to check her home and meter, and neither could find a source that would explain her drastically increased bill. And even though her bills began to decrease, they still remained high. In February, she paid nearly $863, $859 in March, and $600 in April, until her bill finally went back down into the 400s in May. By that point, though, she estimates she'd already paid more than $3,200.
That could go for something else. It could go for gas to go take him to his appointments, or me to my appointments, or vet bills, or anything else that needs to come up.
Debra says her neighbors saw a few $100 increases in their bills, too. She would switch electric providers if she could, but Alliant is the only option she has since she lives in Ottumwa. Bob Rafferty and his team at Iowa Business for Clean Energy in Des Moines have been tracking various electric companies' billing practices. He says an archaic electric grid is one of the reasons businesses and homeowners have seen spikes in their bills, as well as the monopoly electric system put in place by the Iowa government.
100 years ago, that was the right idea. But after 100 years, you sometimes have to modernize the way you regulate an electric grid. And a lot of other states have been far ahead of Iowa. And I think Iowa needs to do some catching up.
He says if the state doesn't reform, we can expect electric bills and rates to keep increasing, and residents like Debra will continue to be affected. In Ottumwa, I'm Elizabeth Shores reporting. We reached out to Alliant to request an interview, but haven't heard back at this time.